Today we are talking about how to set boundaries. Now, this is a huge topic, huge topic. This is something that I've struggled with a lot personally. It's something that has really, I've really struggled with, to be honest, and it's really cost me a lot of happiness, a lot of energy, a lot of mental health. It's cost me a lot, and it's something that I've noticed a lot of people they do struggle with. And I think for reasons such as not knowing how to, not knowing the importance of it, thinking it's normal to, I guess, put other people's needs ahead of yours all the time. A fair few reasons. So I just want to go through, I guess, why it's so important to set boundaries for yourself and give you some really good strategies and frameworks of how to actually do that. Okay. So, firstly, let's go. What is a boundary and why is it so important? A boundary is essentially a line in the sand or things that you don't allow in your life or things that you never miss. Your non-negotiable things that you need to do to restore your own energy and protect your authentic self. So for example, if you love the gym and you love going to the gym, you love working out, you love looking after your health, and some people may or may not actually enjoy it, but they know how important it is to them, you will have a certain amount of exercise that you'd need to do to satisfy that for yourself. Whether that's twice a week, 3 times a week, maybe it's twice a day. That's some people do that. You need to make sure that you prioritize that and you don't let other people's expectations, needs, and wants overcome that. Maybe, for example, you've got a friend or a family member who always vents to you and they always emotionally dump shit onto you and it drains you. It really brings you down. It really sucks the life energy out of you and you don't like it, but it's kind of gotten to that point. It's evolved to that point and you just haven't been able to tell them that, hey, look, I don't want this anymore. This actually really affects me mentally. I'm here for you, but every time we talk, you just emotionally dump all your shit onto me. So it could be absolutely anything. It might be that you've got friends or family members who always make really nasty comments about you, about your weight, around your appearance, around what you do for a career, around things that just make you feel really terrible. And it's just being aware of the way that you feel and your intuition. Like, say, for example, you get a phone call from someone right now. And as soon as you see that name, you get anxious or you get tight or you get uncomfortable. That's probably feedback that you don't actually want to take that phone call. Now, you don't want to avoid your problems. So I don't want you to get confused here because there are things that are uncomfortable that we need to do. We need to pay our bills. We need to face the music and take responsibility and face problems in life. That's a thing. But say it's like just a friend of yours or a friend in quotations, that makes you doubt yourself, that makes you feel like shit, that really treats you poorly, but you're only, I guess, keeping that relationship or that connection because you've been friends with them for years and you're just too scared to end that relationship, then your intuition and that feeling of feeling tight-chested or feeling anxious or feeling uncomfortable is feedback that your body is trying to wake you up to say, hey, look, this person is not a good person for you. This person is someone who drains your energy. So I want you to, because some people probably have very low boundaries in their life, because they don't. Some people just don't. They just think putting up with that shit is normal. You don't have to, guys. You don't have to put up with that shit. You don't have to allow your friends, in quotations again, friends, to bully you, belittle you, make you feel like shit, question yourself, doubt yourself, whether that's friends or family members. You don't have to allow people to take your energy away from you for no reason. If you've got family members that you just don't like going and seeing because they do the same things, then don't go see them. And some people in their head be like, oh, well, you have to. Oh, it's an expectation. I can't abandon my family. I can't do this, can't do that. Bullshit. Where's the law that says you have to do that? A lot of people put social idealisms like family is everything. According to who? According to people who have a high value on family. I'm not saying don't love your family. I love my family. I'm there for them whenever they need me. But if I was to have any family members, which I don't, but if I had family members that made me really doubt myself and made me feel shit about myself or made me, I don't know, question who I am in a negative way, I would never see them. Why would I? Why would I allow someone else to tarnish my energy and my mental health. So what I would encourage you from this moment on, you can probably do some reflection. You've probably got things that are coming to you straight away, and that is like, okay, yeah, you're right. This person just emotionally dumps on me all the time, or this person just, they call me all the time and all they're doing is venting their problems and shit to me, or this person makes me feel really shit about myself. This person, blah, 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 makes me just feel really shit. And you'll know that one straight. You'll know some straight away, but now hopefully with a bit of consciousness and you're aware of this, you'll start to be a little bit more in tune into your intuition because you've got this vagus nerve that runs from the bottom of your spine to the bottom to the top and bottom of your spine, and it's speaking to you. It's giving you those clues and that awareness that things that you do want to do and you don't want to do. But so many people are so in-tuned with themselves and unaligned with themselves that they're not listening and conscious of the messages that their body is sending them. So have a big reflection now if you're listening to this, of those things those, I guess, lack boundaries or lack thereof that you haven't got, of times where you just feel shit. It drains your energy. It just brings you down. It disempowers you. It makes you feel negative. Let's just quantify it like that, okay? So that's the first step. You're going to be aware of it, right? You can't enforce something until you're aware of it, right? And secondly, this will help with that. Is I talk about values a lot for anyone that's, I guess, new to my podcast or new to my content right now, is I talk about values a lot because values is it's the foundation of human behavior. We all have a hierarchy of values. And when I say values, I'm not referring to human emotions like loyalty, honesty, respect. I don't know. I'm not referring to those human emotions that we all experience. A great example I always use is I say, who here thinks of them as an honest person? Please, if you're listening to this right now, comment below if you believe that you're an honest person. And most people would say yes to that question. And then I'll say, who here is also a liar and has lied in their life before? Everyone will say yes to that if they're honest enough, because everyone lies. Everyone's honest. Everyone's nice. Everyone's mean. Everyone's giving. Everyone's taking. We express all human traits and all emotions and all characteristics as humans. So when I say values, I'm not referring to character traits. I'm referring to what areas of your life are intrinsically most important to you. What are the highest values in your life? So, for example, it might be family. It might be your career. It might be your health. It might be your business. It might be experiences. It might be learning. It might be teaching. It might be singing. It might be dancing. It might be football. It might be, I don't know. It depends on what's meaningful to you. And your values come from voids. So if something was really painful for you, so say, for example, you got bullied for being overweight or being ugly or something like that, or something to do with your appearance, then your appearance might be really important to you. So if you got bullied for the way that you looked, then the way that you look probably becomes important to you later. So image or appearance or personal presentation might come important to you later because it was painful for you growing up. Wealth was painful for me. We didn't have a lot of money growing up as a family. And it was quite a painful point for me growing up. So it's now important to me and a value and a priority for me now. So when you get clear on your values and your hierarchy of values, it allows you to have more consciousness on those areas that we're just speaking about where boundaries are to be set. Because if you don't prioritize your values, you beat yourself up and you feel shit. So you want to see on what is it that's intrinsically meaningful to you. So it might be family. So let's use an example. Say family, say your career, say your relationship is intrinsically most important to you. If you do not prioritize your career, your family, and your relationship, you will feel terrible about yourself. So you would want to set boundaries within those areas. So say for your relationship, you might need to spend, say, 2 hours, and this is different for everyone. It might be an hour a day. It might be an hour every 2 days. It might be 2 hours a day. It doesn't matter. It's whatever it is for you. But you want to get clear on what do you need to do to fill up your cup in that area of your life. Let's use family. For me, family is not a high value of mine. Now, don't take that the way to say I don't love my family. I'm there for them whenever they need me. Whenever they call me, someone's sick, someone's injured, someone needs help, someone's struggling, I am there for them. but I don't think about them all the time. I don't need to go see them too often to recharge my bucket. I connect with them probably on a weekly basis. I'll give them a phone call to check in. That's enough for me to fill up that cup of my life. But some people, like my partner as an example, she has a group chat with her family and they talk. There's like pages and pages of conversation every single day in their group chat. Where my family group chat, we probably send a message in there once a week to say, hey, look, someone's birthday is coming up. You want to come down and say hello? Like literally something as simple as that. So you want to get clear on what areas are most important to you. If it's your health, some people really value their health. So what do you need to do to fill up that cup or that value of yours for your health? Is it training 5 times a week, eating organic food, no fast food, and doing stretching 3 times a week? If it's your career, what do you need to do to prioritize your career? Do you need to have goals there? You need to progress there. You need to, I don't know, what do you need to do to prioritize your career? If it's singing, how many times do you need to sing a week? If it's friendships might be really important to you. What do you need to do to prioritize your friendships? So you want to get clear on what's intrinsically most important to you. You then want to set your non-negotiables in that area. So say, again, you need to spend, say, 2 hours a week with your family. You need 2 hours a week for that to really kind of feel good for you and fill up that cup. That then becomes a non-negotiable, and you set a boundary in that area, and anything that would take away from that, you do not allow that. And you set a line in the sand, and that then becomes a boundary for you. And you need to really, the only reason you're going to enforce this is you need to understand the consequences of not doing that. If you do not prioritize you and be selfish so you can be selfless, you're going to beat yourself up. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to be low confidence. You're going to, this leads into low self-worth. This leads into depression. This leads into self-sabotage. It leads into so many areas that are going to disempower you. So when you get clear on what your values are, what's most important to you, and set those sort of non-negotiables or what you need to do to prioritize those areas for yourself, understand the consequences of not doing it. You will feel shit. Think of it right now. Just do like a basic version of it with me right now. Say I'll use common one. Say friendships, say relationship, and say your career/business. So friendships, relationships, and your business/career. If all of those areas were turning to shit, all your friendships were being destroyed, your relationship was going down the toilet, and your career and business was turning to shit, how would you feel? You would feel horrible. Some people don't care about their friendships. Some people don't have a relationship, don't care about the relationship. Some people don't really give a shit about their career. They want to be like a nomad, and they just want to kind of live in the moment. They don't really care about career, business, and any of that stuff, which is totally fine. Everyone's uniquely different. But say they were important to you and they were all going terribly, you would feel shit. This ties into depression. I won't go down, this is not that video, but I just want to reiterate the consequences of not enforcing these. You need to get clear. Who are you? What's intrinsically meaningful to you? In other words, what are your values? What are your life priorities? What do you need to do within those areas to fill up that cup of yours and set them? Then you need to communicate them. This is step 3. So just to reiterate and talk you back through, I explained what boundaries are. So it protects your energy and it looks after your authentic self. So you're happier, confident, and you have a better quality of life. Number 2, you want to figure out your values, because that's going to be the areas that are most intrinsically meaningful to you, and uncover what you need to do to fill up that cup or prioritize that area for yourself, because it's different for everyone. Number 3, you need to communicate it. This can be challenging. This is what most people, I guess, have challenges with, because most people don't like conflict. Most people don't like having tough conversations. And if that's you, comment below and let me know if you're the same. This is definitely me. I would avoid these tough conversations. But the more you get clear on the life you want to live and the consequences, like I just mentioned, of not doing this, it makes you want to do it more. Like, I'm not going to be able to be the parent I want to be for my future kids. I'm not going to have the life I'm going to have if I don't enforce these boundaries. But a really simple way, communication is something that I put a lot of effort into. So I want to just give you guys maybe a basic framework of how to communicate that. When you're communicating something, there's a couple rules. You want to, number 1, I don't want to go to too many steps here, but to communicate really, really well, there's a couple tools that would help. First tool is to pre-frame. So when you pre-frame, you frame the tone of the conversation. So it might sound something like this. My partner's name is Georgia. Say I was going to have a tough conversation with Georgia about our relationship because maybe there was boundaries that were getting crossed in our relationship. I'm going to make one up. Say I wasn't having enough alone time. This is a real one for me, but it's not an issue. But say it was an issue for us, and I wasn't getting enough alone time for me to recharge my batteries because I'm more of an introvert. Everyone is both an extrovert and an introvert in areas of their life, but I am more often than not an introvert, and I prefer time by myself because that allows me to recharge my batteries. And say I wasn't getting enough time with that because she wanted to spend more time with me. It's not an issue, but it could potentially become an issue. I might say something like this. I'd frame the conversation. I'd say, hey babe, Georgia, can I please have a really open, honest conversation with you about something that's really meaningful to me? And that might freak some people out. They're like, shit, is he going to break up with me? Is he going to leave me? Or something like that. But you just want to frame it because it obviously sets the tone that, hey, look, this is a very serious conversation. Second point in that is that you want to make sure that you're referencing the bigger picture. Like in a business, if you were to say, like there's a rule that I use in my business is no one man or woman is bigger than the mission. So the mission that we're here to do, the people that we're here to help, the lives that we're here to change is more important than anyone on the team, any one individual. So like the trainer or the manager or me, like I am not bigger than the mission. So if I was holding the mission back, I would need to change or I would have to leave. That's just the reality of it. So if you bring back in the relationship sense, if you refer it back to the relationship, it will take away the sort of personal attack. So it might sound something like this. So babe, I want to have a really open, honest conversation with you. And the reason I want to have this chat with you, babe, is that this relationship of ours is really important to me and I want this relationship to succeed. So I'm referencing the relationship. I'm not digging or attacking her personally. This is for the greater good. This is for our relationship. I want this relationship to succeed, babe. Are we on the same page? Is this relationship important to you as well? Yes, it is. You'd get agreement from that. Great. And look, babe, just to be upfront with you, the thing that I want to address is just honestly, I'm not getting enough alone time to recharge my batteries. And that might hurt to hear because you might take it in the way of like saying that I don't like spending time with you. That's not the truth. I love spending time with you, but I do need my own time because that's how I recharge. And it doesn't allow me to be the best version of myself. So I'm just letting you know that because in the past you've been needy and you've wanted to hang out and you've honestly put a lot of pressure on me to hang out with you when I wanted time to recharge. And if you were to continue to do that, honestly, we would probably be having conversations of whether this is the right relationship for us or not. How do you feel about that? What are your thoughts? And it might sound something like that. Obviously, there's a million ways you can word a conversation like that. But if you frame it really, really well, you refer it back to the greater picture, let them know why you feel a certain way because of what's happening, and what the consequences are if it doesn't change, you're probably going to have a fantastic conversation. It can always go bad. People's egos can get involved. Emotions can get involved. All of that stuff. But if you speak from your heart, if you're honest, and you're being true to yourself based on those boundaries, you're always going to move in the right direction. So I hope that helps. So I explained what boundaries are. I explained your values. So it always ties back to your values. What's most important to you? What do you need within those values? So what do you need to do to fill those cups up? Communicate that. And then the last point, guys, is you need to enforce them and you need to maintain them. So many people will set things like they'll say, hey, look, I don't appreciate the way that you speak to me like that. So say someone's really rude to you or really, I don't know, just treats you like shit. And then you say, look, if that happens again, then this isn't going to work. And then they do it again and then nothing happens. So you need to be willing to enforce the boundaries that you're setting. And again, that will come back to this, to the second point, as understanding the consequences of not prioritizing yourself. You're going to beat yourself up. You're going to have low levels of self-worth. You're not going to be inspired. You're going to have low levels of energy. Your mental health is going to be shit. Everything's going to go down if you don't prioritize yourself. You must prioritize your authentic self. So the fourth step is to make sure you enforce it and don't go back to old ways because a lot of people are scared of change. They like routine. They like the familiar. So make sure that you do not go back to your old ways, okay? So I'm going to wrap this video up. I'm going to summarize this for you. Number one, boundaries are prioritizing yourself to restore your energy and protect your authentic self. Number two, your values, your life priorities is what's most meaningful to you in your life. So it's probably where a lot of your boundaries will apply, because you need to do certain things to fill up those cups in your life, okay? So that's where most of your boundaries are going to lie. Number three, 2.1, it would be, so 2 and then 2.1 would be, how much do you need to do within those values? What do you need to do to prioritize those values? And then number 3 is you need to communicate that. You need to communicate that, have a tough conversation. I've done podcasts and videos on how to have a tough conversation. Go to my YouTube channel, type in my name, Lewis Huckstep, Tough Conversations, and it will pop up. I've done a podcast on that. And then fourth, you need to enforce them, okay? Enforce those boundaries, okay? Be selfish so you can be selfless, okay? You can't pour from an empty cup. I hope this made sense, guys. I hope you got value from it. Please comment below if you got value from this. Comment below if you've got any questions, so I can answer them for you. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Please send this to someone that you think would find value in this. I appreciate that. I love you guys. If you're listening to this and you haven't joined the group yet, the Create a Life That Inspires You group, join that group so I can help you guys. It's on Facebook. The link is in my TikTok bio. It's also in my Instagram as well. So it's my Facebook community group. It's my life's purpose. It's what I love doing. I love helping people. So the Facebook group is called Create a Life That Inspires You. You get a free 30-minute session with me just for joining the Facebook group. So I'd love to have you guys there. I love you all, and I'll see you guys on the next video.